The challenges a BA faces regularly are challenges you're going to face pretty much immediately. In fact, for a new business analyst, this is where you'll be asking yourself whether you're actually cut out for the profession. Do not fret, however. Over time, you'll get better at dealing with them, and you should just use them as learning experiences along the way. The first day-to-day challenge for a BA will be ambiguity in which BA activities you should be performing when gathering requirements. There are 50 techniques listed in the BA body of knowledge, so when someone asks you to go gather requirements for this new change or initiative, which do you use? Frankly, you won't know. When you start asking questions and learning more about the objective and what needs to change to reach it, that's when you'll understand if it's a process change, a data change, a user interface change, or likely some combination. At that point, you can determine which type of process models, data models, decision trees, and UI deliverables would best suit the situation. A simple example might be a marketing requirement to track certain customer information for better data analysis and customer segmentation. With just that information, you don't know which systems are involved, how data will be collected and where it needs to be sent, what processes may need to change to ensure it's collected correctly, and so forth. Basically, what needs to change. As you find answers to those questions, you'll begin to understand which deliverables, models, or techniques make the most sense to ensure quality requirements. This leads to challenge number 2, knowing or not knowing when to dig deeper. This is mostly a beginner challenge because an experienced business analyst knows to keep digging until they essentially get to the bottom. A simple example to help you visualize this might be to imagine having to decide a whole day of perfect meals for a stranger. So the requirements will essentially be the food. You might ask them what their favorite foods are for each meal. They may say something like pancakes for breakfast, a light salad for lunch, lasagna for dinner, and top it off with ice cream for dessert. So you're like done. Pancakes for breakfast, salad for lunch, lasagna for dinner, and some chocolate ice cream for dessert. Now take a moment to think about the most annoyingly picky people you know. The kinds of people who only enjoy pancakes with specific toppings, people who are allergic to nuts and hate mushrooms, people who hate the texture of ricotta cheese. You get the idea. This type of person is a very good representation of the business needs because in truth, many businesses have nuanced processes and data that are critical to how they do business, and not taking them into account will result in failure. When you start your career, you will miss some of these nuances, your requirements will fail in testing, and you will put the entire project schedule at risk because of rework. Every time that happens will be one or more additional questions you'll be sure to ask next time you're responsible for gathering requirements. Last but not least is dealing with imperfect stakeholders. For a new BA, there are usually 2 types of stakeholders that can cause you problems. The first will be the subject matter expert that for sure knows their part and knows it so well that they don't realize they aren't 100% knowledgeable on the other parts around them. These people will give you a false sense of security, making you believe that you've asked all the right questions. Basically, this would be like asking the chef on a cruise how often people get sick from the food and what happens when they do. They may tell you with confidence what they know, but you might get a different or less complete answer than if you were to ask the onboard doctor the same question. It's not that the chef is lying, but they just may not know how many people end up with issues hours after they leave the dining area. The other kind is usually a bit more aggressive in that they get frustrated at you trying to do your job and tell you to just write down what they say and don't worry about anything else. The best way to deal with this is to take the position of a new guy trying to do and learn the job and ask for help and patience. For example, you can say something like, I was told the team needs this data in this way, or you can say something like, I need to create this standard model that requires this data for it to be considered complete. That way, it's just you following the process. In most cases, however, if you're asking the right questions, you should be building confidence in that stakeholder that the right thing will be built and they won't mind you too much. Those are the challenges that come to the top of my mind that I'm fairly certain most business analysts will face. At times, you will feel frustrated by them. Just remind yourself that those challenges are exactly why you exist, and overcoming them is simply what it means to grow in your BA career. If you are an experienced business analyst and can think of some more, drop them in the comments. Likewise, if you have any additional questions about these challenges or anything related to the field, leave them in the comments and I will answer you there or create a whole new video to answer your questions. So subscribe to see your questions get answered, and thanks for watching.